Stacking on chips high, macking and we get fly. Stacking on chips.
In this episode, we play in Resorts World Catskills, which is up in Monticello, New York. I tend to play here because it's only an hour 15 minutes from where I live. Also, I'd like to show you the meetup with Andrew Neeme, Brad, Owen, and Trevor Savage, which took place at Blackberry Bar earlier this year. These guys are the real deal. They take time out of their schedule to meet all their fans. They're so humble. There's nothing out of bounds. They answer all your questions. You know, I wouldn't say I was starstruck, but you know, there's certainly a lot more I could have asked and we could have talked about. But I was just so happy to be there. It was the Jets versus the Giants on the big screen, so I had a nice time. I met some pretty cool individuals myself, those who are a fan of my channel and what I'm trying to do. Shouts out to Pandemonium, shouts out to Chris from New Jersey. There was, interesting enough, there was a guy named Superbowl who seemed pretty cool. Zoo and all his people, you know, if you're fans of the vlog, you know, look to hear from us soon. We're gonna try to do some more events in the area. After the hand analysis, I'll circle back to some events that we have going on upcoming. So to get our hand, we have 8-10 off Sue, and the raise isn't much to us. So we're gonna make a call. We have a speculative hand, and we want to see the flop. What happens here is the player behind me raises to 20, and then the middle position player goes all in for 24, and 5 people call. So we're gonna go to the flop six ways. With these middle cards, I'm really thinking to myself, I want to get lucky on the flop. And when the flop comes, we actually get super lucky and we flop trips, and we want to downplay our strength, so we're going to check. The plan works. We get the big blind to, you know, continuation bet for 45. We're basically going to call any amount on the flop, looking to see what type of turn card comes. Maybe we can even improve to a full house or better. The turn card brings us another diamond, so we are 4 flushing with the trips. The big blind's gonna bet. We're just gonna go over the top, shove all in, jam for the rest of our chips. I believe we have about 180 or so. And now we put the pressure back on the big blind, so he's gonna go into the tank for a while. He eventually makes the call, and the river comes out another diamond. We actually luck up and hit the flush. I guess he has no diamond, and our 10 is good. And the dealer just passes us the pot. We take down our first big hand of the night. In this next hand, we have a suited ace. And I'll basically call any bet under 50 at this 1-2 level. Looking to flop some hearts, you know. Some players make a call behind me, and we have another shove all in for short. I think a player goes all in for 24, and we're going to make the call, and we go to the flop 5 ways again. However, that's not exactly what happens. We're going to totally brick on the flop, and we just got to get out of there. In this next hand, we look down at King 9 offsuit, and it's not a particularly strong hand, another speculative hand. So we're gonna call. We limp in for 2, and then it gets raised to 5. And you know, for $5, we're not gonna go anywhere. At this 1-2 level, we basically want to see some flops. We're not gonna run from a $5 bet. It's a nice juicy bet. We're gonna call. We go 5 ways to a flop. So on this board, we pick up the gutter possibility, and we also have an overcard. We're going to check. Player bets $5. Obviously, we're going to make the call and see another card. The turn brings the 2 of spades, and we check, and then it actually checks all the way through. The river brings our miracle card. We make our straight, but I don't think we could get much value. So I'm gonna go and bet 13 and only get 1 caller. And pretty good odds were good. In this next hand, I have the black Jack 10 offsuit. I typically like playing these middle cards. You can hit the high or low range of a straight board. We call the bet of 8, and we go to a flop 6-handed.
Yeah.
The under the gun player C bets $20, and like the song says, you gotta know when to fold them, you know. So we get the hell out of there. Even though we end up folding here, we want to pay attention to this hand because there's some interesting things that happen. I believe $20 bet was too much for what I had going on. I have 2 overcards, but it's a wet board with the straight draw and the flush draw possibility out there. However, there are 2 callers, so they go 3 ways to a turn, which ends up being the queen of diamonds, which is still no good for us, but there's a lot of action. The undergun player bets $20, and you still have the other 2 that continue on. Some people might argue that you make a loose call on the flop to sort of see if you can catch a club on the turn, but I just wasn't feeling that. This ace hitting the river really drives some action. The under the gun player goes all in for his last 60. The other player goes into the tank for quite some time before making the call and getting some unpleasant news. That's right, black aces. Player hits a set on the river. This is actually one of my favorite hands to see a flop with, so I'll call a decent sized raise. There's a bet of 12 in front of us. We make the call. We hit the board extremely hard with top pair and decent sized kicker. We want to maintain the opportunity to extract value on future streets, so we're just going to call the bet of 25. Maybe a raise was warranted with a straight draw and flush draw out there, but in this instance we just call. The player taking this line and shoving all in for 90 on this card is a strange one to me. I have to figure out all the possibilities. The flush didn't hit yet, but maybe it has 2 pair, but for $90 I think I have to see it. We get the crushing news that we were behind the whole time. The villain had a set of deuces and we were doomed from the start. When this video picks up, we're already 5-handed to the flop, and I'm going to continuation bet for 20. When the deuce of spades hits the turn, we want to maintain pot control on this paired board. The action checks through. The river card brings a third 10, and we matriculate into a full house. There's no real reason to believe that the player has a 10, so we want to go for value, and we're going to bet 50 on the river. In this next hand, we pick up red 3s and we're going set mine, one of my favorite things to do. So basically, we're going to limp in and try to catch a set on the flop. However, all the cards on the board are above ours and it's a pretty significant bet. So we're going to fold and cut our losses. The Stack Our Chips movement is prospering. We got a couple events that I want to share with you guys. We've linked up with the Gentleman's Factory to do an event January 25th down in Brooklyn. This is members only, so I'm just letting you know we got some cool things going on. January 26th, which is a Sunday, we're doing a tournament at Maggie Spillane's, which is in Mount Vernon on Gramerton. I'll be putting information down in the description below. If you're in the area and you'd like to get down with the movement and check us out on this tournament, feel free to stop on by. I'll be there with help facilitating, and you'll meet some of our regulars. I just wanted to say, I know it's been some time since my last upload, but I'm doing the best I can. I got a very busy schedule, and I'm not a pro. I work, I've got a family, and I'm doing the best I can. I'm still learning how to edit these vlogs. Hopefully I get some help to be able to push these things out more frequently. I play a lot of poker, but it's not always the case that I could churn the videos over and upload to YouTube as much as I can. But that is a goal of mine, so just stay tuned and bear with me. Here's the part that I need to get better at. If you like the vlog and you'd like to see more content, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. It helps out a lot.
Gonna push all in, gonna push foreign, all in. We stacking our chips high, macking and we get fly. Stacking our chips, gonna push all in, gonna push foreign, all in. My chips in the middle, call that. I'm at the table starting acting like I'm all that. My pro mayor cap, Applejack black, and I'm getting money, yeah, that's a Snapple cap fact. Rockets, cowboys, and ladies. Big slick, 7 deuce bluff, make them go crazy. I make it wavy, tip the dealer, bounce, go to the cage, tell them pay me, wow. We're stacking our chips high, macking and we get fly. Stacking our chips, gonna push all in, gonna push foreign, all in. Stacking our chips high, macking and we get fly. Stacking our chips, gonna push all in, gonna push foreign, all in. We stacking our chips high, macking and we get fly. Stacking our chips, gonna push all in.